Catapults played a big role in the history of the world. It was believed that they were invented by the Greeks in order to gain an advantage in wars by using the power of physics. Later, I will discuss to you how the laws of motion as well as the projectile motion was applied in this activity. Materials for the DIY catapult. First is the half-used Pringles container, then a plastic spoon, a ruler for the measurements, cutter, a pair of scissors, pencil as stands, and lastly, rubber bands. Procedures and documentation. In this part, I cut the sides of the cylindrical container in order for it not to have rough edges. Then, I proceed to cut along the lines. After that, I cut 2 more lines along the Pringles container in order to create an open space, and I cut it in an obtuse angle so that there's enough space for the spoon to be propelled. Then I drew some lines in the container within a 5 cm distance. That is where I will glue the color pencil. Then after I glued the color pencil, I check if it can stand on its own. Now I have to cut a few lines inside the container. Then I try to put the spoon inside of the first line that I cut, and then I put it on the other cut inside the container in order to make the spoon stand on itself, and then I placed a rubber band to ensure elasticity, and then I tested it a few times. We can apply the 3 laws of motion in this activity. First is the law of inertia, wherein an object will remain at rest. The projectile will remain at rest, but in this case it didn't because of the applied force or the unbalanced force, the swinging of the spoon. The law of acceleration, it applies to it because of the consistent mass of the object but different applied force, and it resulted to the different acceleration of the object as it flies. And lastly, the law of interaction is wherein the applied force when pushing or pulling the spoon created an opposite reaction, throwing the object. We can also relate to this activity the projectile motion, wherein the object used was called the projectile and the path it traveled is called the trajectory. It also has the horizontal distance or range, vertical distance or height, as well as the angle of release. I hope you have learned something today, and thank you for watching.